day 6 in self-quarantine.
What did you say?
And I ran into this video of this Italian guy playing the trumpet in his balcony.
What are you talking about?
Imagine there's no heaven.
What's wrong with you?
Yo, I hit the jeweler, got some goals. I sold a little weed, but I could never sell my soul. And when I'm in LA, you find me out in Lil Toke. Come a vocal with my ramen, I'ma need another blow. Let's go. Come on. Yes. Okay, come on. Yes.
Wonder Woman 1984. They best renamed that to Wonder Woman 1980 Bore. My question is, how did this happen? This is one of the biggest creative disasters I've ever seen. I hated almost every second of this movie. And just so you know, I watched this on HBO Max on Christmas Day. This movie, it ruined Christmas. I would have preferred coal over whatever this garbage was. Actually, no. If Santa Claus were to take a dump in my stocking, it would have honestly been a more enlightening experience. Now, it's pretty obvious what this thing is. It's a sequel to Wonder Woman, a film that, while overhyped, is an enjoyable and fun experience. The characters were good, the action scenes were good. It's a fun little movie. Then they fucked it up. So how bad is this movie? Well, allow me to tell you, children, this is how the Wonder Woman died.
This is how it happened. This is how the Wonder Woman died.
Our film opens with Wonder Woman as a kid, running around on Themyscira, which is immediately a dumb idea, because we've already seen her as a kid in the first movie, and pretty extensively, might I add. So immediately, this is completely redundant. So anyways, she running. And then we get to the Amazonian Fortnite arena, where young Diana's competing against a bunch of adults, because Wonder Woman is strong woman. The competition then begins, and Diana is in first place. She is cock dick ballin'. But then she gets on a horse and hits a tree and is about to go into gulag. She's then thrusted in last place. And you ever played Horizon Zero Dawn? Remember that scene in the beginning where Aloy is doing the competition thing and she's in last place but then takes the dangerous shortcut? Yeah, this scene is almost the exact same thing, where Diana's in last place but then takes a shortcut. So she takes it and wins the game, or so she thinks, because Diana's mom stops her from winning.
That's not fair!
You took the short path. You cheated, Diana.
Okay, first question. Why was there a shortcut in the first place? Just so you can gaslight people when they take it? You're telling me you dug an entire shortcut just so when someone thinks outside the box, you can be like, haha, troll, you cheated! Question number 2. Why is this entire scene over 10 minutes long? Back to Horizon Zero Dawn, that entire competition sequence in an open world video game that takes well over 30 hours to beat? Yeah, 6 minutes. 6. And this scene doesn't even do that much for the plot anyways. It foreshadows the dumbass moral that we will get to later on. But the moral, as well as everything past this opening scene, is self-contained. But there is one more thing this opening scene does. This scene also sets up the after credits scene, which won't be relevant until well after the movie is already over. So I ask this again. Why is this scene 10 minutes long? We're not even actually 15 minutes in, and I already want to die. Okay, now we're actually in the movie. And we cut to the 80s! Oh, look at this, the 80s! You got 80s clothes, 80s hair, 80s cars, arcades, shopping malls, the Iran-Contra affair, all of which is totally not trying to bank off of Stranger Things at all. We then cut to some jewelry store robbers, who are robbing jewelry. But then one of the guys drops his gun, leading to them getting found out, and leading to an intense chase scene. But then one of the guys sees a little girl just standing there, so he grabs her and dangles her over the edge of a thing. Thankfully, Wonder Woman then scoots down on a rope. Yeah, that's how physics work. And now Wonder Woman is here to fight the bad guys. Woo! And so commences one of the goofiest fight scenes I've ever seen in my life, which is not only kinda stupid on its own merits, but is a complete tonal betrayal of the first movie. Like, the first movie was a war film. Then they give me this kiddie bullshit? And yeah, I know how this sounds. How dare they ruin my fake superhero movie by making it for kids? But let me put it this way. Imagine they made, you know, Batman 89, this dark and gritty film, but then they turned the sequel into a dumb comedy. Oh, wait a minute. Man, this film really is a throwback to when films were shit.
I hate guns.
Wow, thank you, Wonder Woman, for that amazing subtlety. I'm glad I got to hear Second Amendment commentary in a fake superhero movie. So Wonder Woman grabs these guys and drops them onto a car. Remember, guys, murder is heroic, as long as a woman is doing it, and the news is reporting on it.
If the story around here is to be believed, it wasn't the police, but a mysterious female savior.
A mysterious female savior. So I guess the 70-year gap between Wonder Woman 1 and Wonder Woman 1984 consists of her doing literally nothing. And mysterious savior? She isn't exactly Batman, come on, dude. She's about as subtle and dark and mysterious as Superman. You couldn't just write in, and the city was saved once again by the amazing Wojak woman. Cut to the next scene, I guess, where we meet a woman who is very clumsy. You can tell she's clumsy because she has comically large glasses, and whose name is Barbara Minerva, more like Minerva D's nuts, who coincidentally has the same name as the comic book character Cheetah. I wonder if Cheetah will be in this movie. Anyway, so Diana comes in, and the two of them start hitting it off.
I don't know why I was gonna wear heels. Scientists don't wear heels.
Sometimes we do.
So this is how women talk.
Those are cool. I like those. Animal print.
Nigga! What? This is a subtle reference to the fact that Cheetah will be in this movie.
Do you want to get lunch?
I'm
not now, obviously.
These characters just met each other. Was this movie written by robots? Anyway, so a talking scene happens, and it's very riveting. We then cut to the next scene, where Barbara is doing research, and Diana comes to visit.
originally found in the wreck of the Nuestra Senora de Atocha.
Okay, so for those who've seen the original movie, remember how Diana was a naive yet interesting character? Well, you'll be happy to know that they completely overhauled her character. Now she's extremely boring. Literally, the moment she's no longer Wonder Woman, she becomes a cardboard slab who spits out exposition. Anyways, so she talks for a minute.
Or purchased from a store.
And this stone right here, the one that these people are randomly talking about, yeah, this is the main MacGuffin of the movie. Which, suffice to say, this is not how you introduce your main MacGuffin! Look at Uncut Gems, alright? That's a good movie. Look at the opal in that movie. You have that dramatic and intense opening scene. Characters will stare into the opal for long periods of time. When the opal in Uncut Gems is shown, it's a pretty dramatic moment.
I'm Pickle Howard, I know I'm a fucking pickle. I can't fucking believe this.
But here it's just people talking. Riveting. Anyways, so this MacGuffin grants anyone's wishes. And that's about it. And this is shown because someone orders a coffee and then gets a coffee. And then after this scene, we get another riveting talking scene. What is it with these superhero movies and wanting a bunch of talking scenes? First it was Fantastic, then it was Max Steel, now it's Wonder Woman? What kind of insane person thinks this is a good idea?
No one's made me laugh like this in such a long time.
Cut to Barbara walking at night when suddenly this guy catcalls her.
Hey there, sweetheart.
Hey there, sweetheart. Who then tries to, assault her. And you know what? It was a very interesting decision for Patty Jenkins to tackle such a serious issue with the grace and subtlety of an impractical Joker's punishment. Alright, Q, go assault that woman.
I'm just trying to help you.
Oh yeah, what a brilliant decision. I love it when films portray sexual assault like cartoons, which is somehow more disrespectful towards actual sexual assault victims. How do you make an anti-assault message somehow more disrespectful? Don't worry guys, he's only assaulting her ironically. But then Wonder Woman saves her, which totally doesn't cheapen actual assault even further. Barbara then goes back to the office, I guess, and uses the MacGuffin to make a wish.
To be like Diana. Strong, sexy.
I'm glad we have only the greatest Sonic fanfiction writers writing the screenplay.
I want a Grumpy Cat poster for Christmas.
Cut to Barbara waking up the next morning, and it turns out her wish came true because everyone's attracted to her, including famous billionaire Maxwell Lord, who is visiting Barbara for no reason and who knows about her for no reason. Wow, I'm glad this stone works on unrealistic coincidences. Also, because he is a billionaire in a modern Hollywood movie, I'm sure he won't be the villain at all because Hollywood is very good at subtlety.
Life is good, but it can be better.
guy! You're the oil guy.
The oil guy.
I will cover myself in oil. Maxwell then goes back and sees the stone and somehow knows exactly what it does and what it is. And then Diana comes in, which initiates another riveting talking scene.
Life is good.
Okay, so talking happens, cool.
Number 6.
Maxwell then comes home, and he greets his son, whose name is Alistair. Now, I know what you're thinking, and if you are, shut the fuck up. And then this guy comes out, and he's all like, you're a liar, you lie to people.
There is no oil.
But Maxwell's all like, I know how to get rich.
Oil rich.
But the other guy is all like, oh no, you're cringy.
You have 48 hours to get my oil.
I'm not a loser. He's a loser.
This is how businessmen talk. Cut to Barbara getting a makeover, and she's hot! And that's about it. Cut to a party, and Diana is at this party, and so is Barbara, and so is the businessman. And Maxwell and Barbara start hitting it off.
Biotin.
Spicy goodness.
They then go back to an office and make out. But then, during the sesh, Maxwell steals the stone, and that's about it. Meanwhile, Diana is walking around. But then, and get this. So, in the first movie, Wonder Woman's boyfriend Steve died, and it was a pretty big emotional moment. Not only was he a massive part of Wonder Woman learning about the real world, and the idea that there is good in it, but also in a very Uncle Ben-like way, would trickle down the idea of responsibility into her that would presumably impact her in future films. Well, if any of that sounded good to you, you can take a dump on all of that. Because thanks to the wishing stone being in near proximity, I don't know, this movie's stupid. This guy right here becomes possessed by him. If that isn't a massive slap in the face to what Steve Trevor meant in the first movie, I don't know what is. So the two of them walk around for a bit because we need the romance subplot, and then they go to their hotel room and start talking. Whoa there, movie! Don't get too exciting on me now! Chris Pine then looks in the mirror, and he looks like the guy that he's possessing. So technically, he's still the guy that he's possessing. Just keep that one in mind. So in the next scene, they're sleeping together.
Sex.
Yeah, okay, here's the issue. So the guy that is being possessed by Chris Pine, okay. I was trying to have a reasonably mature discussion about the controversy surrounding this idea. The one where technically the guy getting possessed didn't consent to this, which contradicts the earlier anti-assault message. But the idea that this guy is getting possessed by Chris Pine is so incredibly stupid. I'm sorry. It's hard for me to take it seriously. This movie is a joke. Hey, if Chris Pine possessed a black man, would that be considered blackface? Cut to the businessman who wishes to become the stone. And that's about it.
I wish to be you.
We then cut to Barbara working out, and she's really strong now because of the wishing stone, and that's about it. Cut to the next scene. Maxwell then walks into that one guy's office, and using his wishing stone powers, takes the company from him, and that's it. Cut to Diana and Steve, and they're getting dressed. Whoa!
What do you think?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. I think we can do better.
That's what I said after watching this movie.
The pockets here, the pockets all over the pants. American issue bag.
They then go into the subway and see some Playboy Cardi fans, and the only reason I brought up the scene was so I could make that Cardi joke. Otherwise, nothing happens, they're just in a subway. Now they're just walking around at this point. Whoa, riveting! And now we're officially at the hour-long mark, and forgive me if my memory fails me, but I thought we were watching, you know, a fucking Wonder Woman movie. Maxwell then comes back to the business place and grants this woman's wish, and that's about it. Meanwhile, Diana walks up to Barbara and is all like, where's the stone?
Where's the Dogecoin?
And then Barbara's all like, I gave it to Maxwell. And that's the whole scene. They then sneak into Maxwell's company, and then they search his office. And then Diana sees this ring thing, and she's all like,
what is it?
The language of the gods.
what does it say?
there is a imposter among us.
And then more talking happens, and why this scene couldn't be shortened down is beyond me.
Look at this.
Another Fortnite core.
And now they have to go to another country or something. And then Diana says she has a plane out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And they go to the plane and then fly the plane.
Well, shit, Diana.
But then they're being chased, so Wonder Woman turns the plane invisible somehow.
An invisible giant.
Wait a minute, how can she do that?
My father hid the mascara from the...
Okay, never mind, I don't want to know anymore. Last minute exposition, my favorite. They then see some fireworks and then go through the fireworks, and that's about it. Man, I hope we're nearing the end of this movie. How much longer do we have? I'm sure it's no longer than like 30 minutes.
Bruh.
No way. What? Why is there an hour and 15 minutes left? This movie has already been dragging. What? Why? This movie doesn't deserve to be an hour and 15 minutes longer. All right, whatever. Cut to Barbara. She runs outside because she heard the new DaBaby.
Welcome to my channel.
And she runs into the one guy from earlier.
Slow down, sexy.
You're talking to me?
Yep, I'm talking to you. Why don't you just slow down a bit, huh?
I'd rather not. I'd rather not have anything to do with someone like you. I'd rather you stop harassing people.
Off the bed.
No.
What?
No. No.
So she kills this guy and she's evil now, I guess? Because the music is dramatic and it told me that she's evil now. Cut to another Contrastan. Maxwell is talking with this guy and he's all like, I can grant your wish. And this guy's all like, I want my land back. I don't know, politics. And Maxwell's all like, your wish is granted. And then walls start forming. But then Maxwell's all like, but I need the oil first. And this guy's all like, I sold my oil. So Maxwell takes his army with the power of wishing. And that's about it. And then some big old trucks come in. It's badass. Cut to Diana and Steve in a car. They see the trucks pass by and they're like, we gotta turn the car around. So they do when an epic car chase ensues. And then, now, get this. Diana then, this is gonna sound crazy, Diana becomes Wonder Woman. Oh, it only took them an hour and 4 minutes. But why? Why is there an over hour-long gap where Wonder Woman does literally nothing? This is the equivalent of making a Spider-Man movie where Peter Parker studies for algebra the whole time. Could you not, like, shorten some of these scenes? Or, you know, make them more interesting? Or even just cut them out? Yes, all I've ever wanted from a Wonder Woman movie. Two people talking in bed. And it's weird because the first movie didn't have this problem. You had slower scenes, you had more badass action scenes, and they were paced properly, and also weren't written by a 12-year-old Sonic fanfiction writer. But in this movie, it's way less refined. All the talking scenes are boring. No character is interesting. And once again, nothing happens. And we're still not done with this movie. Alrighty, let's pick up the pace here. I want to be done with this stupid-ass video. So there's a crazy action scene. Whoa! And Wonder Woman's all like, you need to give me the stone. And Maxwell's all like, you're looking at it. And long story short, the scene ends, but Maxwell gets away. And then Diana calls Barbara, and she's all like, I need some funny Big Chungus memes. And Barbara's all like, oh, I know a Predator. And Wonder Woman comes home to America in the span of 5 seconds, and they all meet up with Travis Scott. And this scene is quite literally just exposition. It has barely any impact on the plot. So what I'm saying is, I'm glad my time isn't being wasted watching this movie.
So you're a Mayan?
No, I'm mine in. As in I grew minors. Cut to Maxwell now. He's now granting random people's wishes. Why is he doing this? Because the moral of the story wouldn't make sense if he didn't, silly. He's not even monetizing off of this, which makes the whole thing more baffling. Why not just wish to rule the world? Oh, because then the movie would be over faster, which would be very sad.
It's into the sex tape gone.
Sex. Also, he's dying from granting wishes. How? I don't know. It was probably explained in a long dialogue scene that I don't care about. I'm sorry, I had to sleep during the movie. There were monsters nearby. Now the world's going to shit because we wouldn't have the moral if we didn't. We then get a brief shot of your mom. No, mama! We then cut to Steve and Diana in an apartment or hotel. I don't care anymore. And then they talk some more because this movie doesn't like being interesting, apparently.
But that's crazy. There's a...
Why, for once, can't I just have this one thing?
I got a fresh cut. Clean cut.
Diana then gives this expository speech about this gold suit she's going to wear later in the movie, and that's about it. Whoa! Cut to the White House, where the Mandalorian meets up with not Ronald Reagan.
Oh, uses particle beam technology just like the Star Wars program.
Yeah, guys, totally not Reagan. This is my original character, Blonald Blagan. So anyways, Maxwell's all like, what do you wish for, Mr. President? And the president's all like, I wish for more. And then Maxwell's nose be all like, whoa, fake blood. That has to be the shittiest fake blood I've ever seen in my life. I've genuinely seen YouTube videos with more convincing fake blood.
Urinates on fellow passenger for not being allowed to smoke.
He then puts the president under his control.
Very good, sir.
And that's about it. Meanwhile, Wonder Woman sneaks in. And as Max walks out, Wonder Woman comes in. And she's all like, Max, you are evil and have to stop. But Max is all like, no, I am evil and I will not stop. This leads to an epic fight scene. Literally the third fight scene in the movie. And you know what? If I walked in the middle of the scene, you could possibly trick me into thinking this is a Wonder Woman movie. So anyways, Diana's about to just say Max. But then Barbara comes out, and the music is all like...
Can't let you do this, Diana.
I can't let you put all your stock into GameStop. So long story short, there's a bigger fight scene.
Dumb little old me. Dumb little poor little nothing nobody needs.
So long story short, Max gets away, and Barbara starts monologuing.
Well, now it's my turn, and you are not taking it from me.
And on that note... Sweet. And then Barbara gets away too. And they all get on a helicopter and that's about it. Meanwhile, the world's going crazy. And Steve's all like, Diana, you have to let me go. And Diana's all like, no, Steve, I can't let you go. And because the moral of the story is be careful what you wish for and wishing is bad, she lets him go. Which, okay. First of all, Chris Pine's character is literally only here to repeat the exact same arc from the first movie. And you would think, oh, maybe they would expand upon his character in some way, but they don't at all. He barely does anything in this movie except walk around a subway. His entire character arc is he comes back, eats Pop-Tarts, sleeps with Diana, then dies. You wasted a character who shouldn't even be here. But oh, be careful what you wish for. Be careful what you wish for. Deep theme. Yes, be careful what you wish for. A theme so deep it's rivaled by only the most complex of Sesame Street episodes. Man, I'm so glad this movie is deeper than Joker and The Dark Knight and Watchmen. Hey, if we force Alan Moore to watch this movie, how much do you think he'd want to kill himself? If you guys think you know the answer, comment down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Cut to the helicopter. Maxwell's all like, I'm evil, whoa. And then Barbara's all like,
But you only get one wish.
But I, my dear, grant the wishes, so I take what I want in return.
And then immediately after establishing this rule, Barbara makes a wish even though she already made her one wish earlier in the movie.
I want to be number one, an apex predator.
Number one, an apex legend. Cut to this place, where Max makes a TV broadcast telling everyone to make a wish.
I am Max Lord.
Okay, $19 Fortnite card. Who wants it? And trolls, don't get blocked.
Cut to the military place. Wonder Woman is now in her gold armor, which would be more exciting if it had proper build-up and weren't relegated to one long exposition scene. There's then a big action scene, the fourth one in the whole movie. And now Barbara's here.
What did you do?
Whoa, never heard that line in a movie before. We then get a shot of Barbara who looks fucking stupid. I've genuinely seen video games with better cheetah design than this movie. And so Wonder Woman then fights the Cats musical, which when Doug Walker makes his review of this movie, which I know he will, he is going to make that joke, which he is not allowed to do because I patented that joke.
Has-Been Hotel.
So they fight and yeah, that's about it. And then Cheetah dies, I don't know. I just want to get this video done. So Wonder Woman walks into the place and Max is all like, you will give me your Bitcoin. And Diana's all like, I invested in Dogecoin. And then Max steps into this thing, I don't know what it is. And also, I guess the nose bleeding from earlier meant nothing, since he's granting a bunch of wishes fine now. I don't know, this movie makes no fucking sense. And then Diana's pushed into this wall.
I'm a forgiving man! You want him back? Just say the word!
And that word is the baby!
I've never wanted anything more.
Okay, whatever. Diana gives a speech, who cares? And then apparently Diana's speech was broadcasted to everyone because she had the lasso of truth around Maxwell's What? Yeah, guys, this is how TV broadcasting works. And so Diana's all like, renounce your wish, everyone. And you know what? I have to admit, it was very interesting for Patty Jenkins to think I am 5 years old. And then the Mandalorian's all like,
Save myself. I renounce my wish!
he just runs off. And then everybody renounces their wish and the world goes back to normal. Whoa. Maxwell then hugs his son because a wholesome Chungus moment. And then we have an abrupt cut to Christmas. Did I edit this fucking movie? And Diana is walking around. And then, plot twist of all plot twists, she meets the guy that Chris Pine possessed. What?
It's wonderful. It's so many things.
I would even say it's based and red-pilled. Okay, but the jokes aside, the guy walks away, then Wonder Woman looks up, then she starts flying, and that's the end of the movie. Except there's also the after-credits scene. So in the opening of the movie, there's a gold statue, and the person who is the gold statue walks around, and the gold statue is Linda Carter! Oh my gosh! So 2.5 hours for nostalgia bait. And yes, you heard me right, 2.5 hours. This movie is 2.5 hours long, and there's no reason for it to be 2.5 hours either. The plot just meanders throughout the whole thing. Half the plot is just repeating the first movie. Why is this 2.5 hours? Okay, whatever, conclusion time. This movie sucks. The dialogue and writing is a massive step down from the first movie. The movie is also way too long, clocking in at, once again, 2.5 hours. And once again, I couldn't tell you why it's this long. For one thing, there are only 4 characters, and only one of them has a real personality. And for another thing, this film is absolutely painfully slow. The film takes you from boring bland scene to boring bland scene in the hopes that you care by association with the first movie. And look, I am not against slower superhero movies. Joker was slow, Logan was slow, and I love those movies. But those movies earned it, because those movies understand that slower paced scenes need to still be interesting. With Wonder Woman 1984, however, the film comes to a screeching halt. It's so bad that my neck could break from the whiplash of this film's god-awful pacing. And furthermore, 2.5 hours. 2.5. That's only 10 minutes shorter than Infinity War, a film that earns its runtime. That movie is not only interesting on its own, but it also has a lot of characters and a lot of arcs it has to wrap up. Wonder Woman 1984 doesn't have that. Even as an 80s tribute, it sucks. Because the only scene that is reminiscent of 80s films is the mall scene. Otherwise, the film is... I don't know what the fuck it is, but it ain't 80s, that's for sure. Some of my favorite 80s films are held together by strong writing, extremely strong characters, and not being 2.5 hours long. All of these Wonder Woman does not have, unless you're Scarface, but I doubt Wonder Woman was getting influenced by Scarface. Which makes me wonder, why was this set in the 80s? Oh, yeah. So in conclusion, this movie is a boring pile of dog shit with bad characters, bad writing, and is a bastardization of the first film and the 80s. So what I'm saying is, if Wonder Woman were a femboy, all of this would have been avoided.
Fuck you in the lanes you came with. Me and you ain't on the same shit. You ain't in my lane, bitch, nah. Throw that shit in fifth, rollie on my wrist. Ay, baby, you a star, I'm my only wish. I'm counting blue honeys, I'm too money. Ay, that my little bitch, she too lovely. Yeah, hanging up and calling me right back. Ay, baby, why you calling me like that? Yeah, getting high with the seat laid back. Baby, gon' relax, yeah. Hey, they don't know the half, yeah. No matter what happened, I got your back. Baby, that's the facts, yeah. That's the facts, yeah.